In this video, we'll look at how you can provide temporary access to developers with a break glass process. So in this demo, we're going to see how a user can request temporary access to a namespace running on, let's say, a production cluster, which would be the initiation of a break glass, and how via automation you can get access to it. So in this example, we have a production cluster and we have a namespace called prod app, and the user is called demos@rafay.co. And let's start with how the configuration is set up. So in this case, the admin first creates a group in Rafay, and this group can have multiple users attached to it. In our example, it's attached to a project called Break Glass. And if you go look at the roles and what it can access, it gives them access to the prod app namespace with the namespace admin privilege. Now, let's go schedule break glass. To do this, essentially, we have a menu called break glass. So we'll go to that, and I'll pick our user. In this case, is demos@rafay.co. You can also assign IDP users. And now we go in and say, well, which group you want to assign it to, what time zone, the start time, the end time. Note that this can be scheduled for a future maintenance window. And once this is done, we'll look at how you can do this programmatically from an external system like ServiceNow or Jira. All right, so here we have the JSON, out of which here we have to specify the expiration. Like in this case, we have like 1 hour, and then the name of the namespace, and then the start time when the break glass process would start. In this case, our user is a local user, so we specified that too. Now we're gonna copy this JSON, and we're going to send it to Rafay using a Swagger API. This could be the kind of integration that is easily performed from an external system like ServiceNow or Jira. Okay, we're going to copy the start time, which is in our example, just a minute out. And we're going to leave the rest the same. And then we're going to submit it using our REST API. And once it's submitted, let's go check if it got scheduled. Now, if you go to the scheduled list, you notice that demos@rafay.co, the break glass process request has been set up. Now let's go log in as the user. Now demos@rafay.co, when they log in, notice they suddenly now have access to the break glass project. And if you notice, they have access to the group called prod app namespace, which gives them the namespace admin privilege to that production cluster. Now, the user may have no idea that the break glass process has been set up. So we provide that indication in the console. If you notice that it says this temporary access is provided and about 58 minutes are left, and it clearly indicates to the user when the thing starts and when it ends. Now the user can go in and do the usual stuff. Like for example, if they want to debug an application using kubectl, they have access to all of that. It's the regular process using Rafay's Zero Trust kubectl experience. And there you have it, seamless break glass access using Rafay.